All right, howdy toddy Rebel fans, welcome to episode 18 of the Rebel Nation Conversation. I am Umrebelfan69, my co-host is the Metal Rep. Together we make up the Rebel Nation Conversation podcast, your one-stop shop for uninformed and non-expert Ole Miss sports conversation.
Unsullied by sponsorship since 2025.
And guys, if you're watching us on the YouTube channel, you already know where to be. But to those catching us on the TikTok cut-ups, be sure to go to our YouTube channel. It's at that link that you see above us right there. That's at youtube.com/@the-RN-Convo. And today, folks, we're joined by a very good friend of mine, Mr. Dump Schaefer from down in the Kill, Mississippi. He is a huge follower of Ole Miss Rebel baseball. And with the season just 1 week away, we want to get him in here to discuss a few things about the Diamond Rebs. How you doing today, Mr. Dump?
Doing great. Glad y'all invited me in.
Good to have you.
Yep. And I'm sure everything's still going good over there in Columbia.
Oh, yeah. We're hanging on.
Well, I guess we got a few things to discuss here on football news. Trinidad Chambliss was denied by the NCAA his appeal. And I told you last week, I'm kind of somewhat surprised at this myself, just because the appeal process does not carry the weight of setting precedent. And that's what the NCAA was worried about from the get-go. But, so now, it's all going to be up to the court, but we know where the court is. It's a Lafayette County Chancery Court Chancery Court being heard by an Ole Miss graduate, law school graduate, Robert Whitwell. What y'all thinking?
I mean, I agree with you. I don't see any way that this doesn't go our way, you know. The only thing that sends up a little red flag is the fact that the NCAA knows all of that too. They know that it's going to be in Lafayette County and all that stuff, and they're still making us do this, and I just can't understand it. And we've talked about it. The others are getting granted 6-7 years left and right, but not our guy. So it's just aggravating, the whole thing is. But from all accounts, unless something just completely unforeseen happens, he is going to be our quarterback for the 2026 Rebels. That's all we want, right? That's what we want, however we can get there. Whatever it takes. That's all I care about.
You know, likewise, I just don't understand some of the reasoning behind some of these guys getting 7 years and you know. Well, the same thing happened to the guy from Vanderbilt. What was his name?
Yeah, Pavia.
Yeah, he had.
But Pavia was JUCO, so that's not NCAA.
Oh. Yeah, but it still counts.
That was the difference.
Joey Aguilar wasn't JUCO.
No, he was D2. Just like D2 is the NCAA. Yeah. JUCO is not NCAA.
Yeah, but Joey Aguilar was D2 just like somebody else we know and love.
Exactly.
Number 6.
Well, at the end of the day, all I'm worried about, look, I told Tyler Siskey this on the boards earlier. I said, look, I don't care. I would be against Chambliss getting a 6 year if there wasn't documented medical cases here. Yeah. You know, I mean, he's trying for a medical red shirt. It ain't like he just wants a 6 year of eligibility just because he can't go pro right now. I mean,
just for the hell of it. Yeah.
I mean, he's trying to get a medical red shirt. I would be against it if it was just a blanket 6 year.
Oh, well, I agree with you. I think that at some point they need to do something about all this. You know, I don't know what the answer is.
And we're moving to it. It's going to happen. It's going to be more of this.
I'm not talking about just Ole Miss or whatever. I'm talking about across the board. You know.
Yeah. No. Again, you know what we talked about is there was no red shirt rule for Division II until 2024. All right. So what we're basically trying to do is you can't get a medical red shirt if there's no such thing as even a red shirt. Right? Division II rules is you got 10 semesters to play 4 full seasons, which, if you do the math, 10 semesters is 5 years. It's the same deal as Division One, except for in Division Two football. The reason they go by semesters is if you took a semester off and didn't go to school, well, your semester clock would stop. Don't do that in Division One. Division One, once you enroll and you start, your 5-year clock begins to tick. And it runs continuously. You got 5 years to play for, but that's why it's worded a little different. Division Two, but we're going to ask the NCAA to retrograde the red shirt rule.
The Division One rules.
Yeah, well,
because guess what?
Which is now their rule too.
The kid plays Division One football now.
Exactly. And so, I feel like it's a done deal. He's going to play for us. We know we're going to get the injunction.
Yeah.
And which then puts.
I thought you had 4 years eligibility, whether it be JUCO, D1, D2.
Well, you used to, but Pavia changed all that. The Pavia deal changed all that. They carried them by court, and they got it ruled to where the JUCO stuff does not count against you. So he got his eligibility back.
That's exactly right. That's why moving forward, unless something is addressed, you're going to see more and more 25-year-old college football players.
So if you do a true 2 freshman, sophomore in JUCO, when you get to D1, you're back in a freshman?
You're basically a 4-year eligibility of D1 football right now.
Yeah,
correct.
That's what I'm saying. Huh.
That's a great route to take it, ain't it? That's almost like a minor league for college, ain't it?
It's a minor league for college, because if you get a kid who gets some good advice, imagine that. But if somebody that's a good player, but maybe they just ain't quite there yet, go to JUCO, get 2 years, get bigger, faster, stronger, then start your career. You know what I mean?
Yep.
There's a lot of guys would have loved that path over the years, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a game changer.
Yeah. And, but we're, again, we've talked about it when we talk about the NIL and rev share errors. Collective bargaining agreement is fixing to come down. That's just the only way I see this going forward. And when that happens, it's going to be a lot to do with eligibility. It's going to have to come. And they're going to have to come up with a solid year deal, and everybody's going to have to agree to it. And they're going to have to sign that into contracts. But
yeah.
Well, that kind of segues us right into the next thing. Tamper-Gate seems to be kind of simmering down right now. You don't hear much coming out of Clemson anyway, except for fans. And man, on my side of it, from what I get to see, just scrolling through social medias and stuff, man, it's just a bunch of fans now hoping Ole Miss gets the hammer, and they're going to choke on this hope. It's just the way it feels. They're the only ones now just hoping that Ole Miss gets it.
Yeah. And I think the national crowd, they're already bored with the story. They've moved on to something else. Clemson fans are still all over it, of course, but I'll be honest, man, I ain't heard a peep about it over the last 3 or 4 days.
Nope. But
maybe a week.
Again, if you're not scrolling through TikTok, you'll still get that, because our algorithm for uploading this podcast to TikTok, we got a lot of, because we talked about it. I've hashtagged it and everything. So our algorithm now, I'm getting fed with a lot of it. So there's still a lot of Clemson people out there.
Yeah. There's no question that Clemson people are still all over it, but I think the general college football fan, they don't care, man. Because everybody's doing it to some degree, except for maybe Dabo, but all the
Dabo
other
hates.
Yeah, he hates all that, so he's probably not doing it. But all the other normal programs, they're being aggressive, man. They have to.
Well, that's the name of the game now. And
yeah.
Then again, there's got to be a line drawn in the sand somewhere at some point.
But you mentioned a minute ago about with the collective bargaining, do you feel like eligibility is going to be addressed with abundant clarity. Dude, I'm not so sure about that. Or let me rephrase that. I don't think you're gonna see moving forward that they're really gonna try to clamp down on a kid just having 4 or 5 years. I think that's, listen, it's play for pay. And so you're going to have some judge somewhere that's going to rule that it's not fair for a guy to be ineligible just because he's completed X number of semesters.
Well,
so
yeah, but you're going to have to throw out 1 year. I mean, that 1 year that we're still, probably this is the last year, is that COVID year. So that one's gone, isn't it?
well, no, COVID's gone. It's been
that's
gone.
gone, yeah. That is no factor anymore. I wouldn't think. I don't guess.
Well, you don't get that in there at all.
I thought this might be the last year on the backside that somebody had a COVID year.
Last year was pretty much the last year that COVID had been involved in.
Well, then, so how can we even say there's going to be 5 years in it?
Well, you got your red shirt.
Yeah, but there's been.
You got 5 years to play 4. That's the NCAA rule. 5 years to play 4 years for the 4 seasons.
I misunderstood what he was saying. Okay.
Right. So your red shirt year, and the way the red shirt rule reads now, you can play up to 4 games and still carry a red shirt.
Yeah.
Once you take a snap in the 5th game, you burnt your red shirt. So.
Then how are guys getting a 7th year?
Again, they like Pavia went the JUCO route and got his time back.
Well, what was Beck's?
I don't know what Aguilar, man. I just don't understand it. Unless it's a medical red shirt, I don't know how they're getting it, man.
Wasn't Beck 7 years?
I don't know how long Beck had. He felt
Beck,
like he was.
Beck wasn't. I think that was I think that got to going around, but I think that was disproven pretty quickly about Beck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think he really was. I don't think he really had that. It just felt like it because he had about 2 years good at Georgia, and then he transfers to Miami this year, and it just felt like he was around forever.
Yeah,
yeah.
And one of those years at Georgia, he redshirted. He didn't even play his first year at Georgia.
Which behind Stetson Bennett then, though. Right, he was redshirting behind Stetson Bennett.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, back to Tamper-Gate, man. I honestly, the only thing I see is we may lose a few evaluation dates on underclassmen, or Golding. This is worst case there. Golding might have to serve a 1 week suspension or 1 game suspension, so we lose him for Charlotte.
Yeah,
that's it, man. It's a level 2 violation. And everybody out there else is wanting it to be death penalty wise, and it's just not going to be.
I don't think anything's going to happen.
I don't either.
I honestly don't.
How can they get him and not get 20 other schools?
Yeah.
But one thing over
including our former coach, he's broke every rule in the book. So.
Well, but he's not really breaking them. You know, he pushed them here at Ole Miss. He just pushed them as far as he could possibly push them. And if you're not trying to push them to the end of the limits, you ain't trying hard enough to win.
Oh, no. I mean, the rules are right now, there's no rules. So how can they get us and not get anybody else?
I didn't say I'm mad about what he did. I'm just telling you what he did. I mean,
well, he's playing the game.
Yeah, he's playing the game, man.
Hey, I promise you that. Here's the thing McCready said the other day that I kind of agree with. Do you think Luke Farrelly was just sitting up there at Cal Berkeley one day and just going, you know what, I think I'm going to go to damn Clemson next year and play football? Or did he know when he entered the transfer portal, Dabo wanted him?
Well, heck yeah.
You don't think we got receipts on him too? Come on.
Yeah.
Man. I don't know. Dabo's just trying his best to hang on to what happened, the way it was when he was still relevant. And since the daggum post-COVID, when the NIL era and the transfer portals really got going, they ain't won more than 7 games in a season. And he was heavily, always relevant until then.
Yep.
Right?
Well, he refused to play
just-
the game.
Yeah, that's just the unarguable facts.
Yep.
And I don't agree with all the game. There's got to be a line drawn somewhere at some point. I don't know what it is, but until there isn't, you got to play the game.
I've told Daryl 100 times. He'll hear me say it one more time. Get back on my soapbox here. I don't mind the kids making money, sharing in the commerce of college football. I don't mind that. What I can't stand above all else is where the money comes from.
It's got to come from us.
You got two conferences, SEC and the Big Ten, that are making, what are these schools making per year off these TV contracts? Millions. Where is that money going? Where's the money
that's what
going?
rev share. But that's where rev share comes in.
Yeah, but 5 years ago, we were making a fraction of that money from these TV deals. Now the SEC and the Big Ten, $20-30 million. Where is the money going? I mean, it's like being a fan of the Saints, and Mickey Rooney sends you a letter and says, Daryl, thank you for being a New Orleans Saints fan. Will you pledge $50 a month to fund our football team?
Mickey Rooney or Mickey Loomis?
Mickey Loomis.
I didn't
even catch it.
I called it. I was like, Mickey Rooney. Yeah. Well, but I get what you're saying, Moto, but here's the thing, man. That's where the rev share comes in. Now the school they got to foot that $20.5 million. That comes from the school, not the collectives.
That comes from the school. But if you think that what's going to get schools ahead here is not the rev sharing, everybody's got that. It's still riding on the collectives.
Yep. That's it.
That's why that clearinghouse.
Yeah.
That's why that clearinghouse thing is going to come into play.
Yep. And we got to see who gets stuff pushed through clearinghouse and who don't. That's what I'm really anxious to see.
Yeah.
We could talk about this till doomsday, and we're going to continue, especially over the summer. We're going to continue. This one's going to get talked about, but so we better keep moving on. Next one, I kind of would like to let's talk about Pete Golding's first class as a head coach. Man, here's you a few numbers. Ranked 22nd nationally, but that's only good enough for 10th in the SEC. As a first-year head coach, I mean, I still got to pretty much give that a B, at least a B, possibly even an A-, considering what he was up against there. You know.
Yeah. Circumstances being what they were, Pete didn't do a bad job, man.
No. Here's another set of numbers. In the days of the transfer portal and everything, have you seen this? The new deal called the acquired talent. It's a new ranking basically come out there, and as of now, our acquired talent ranking has us 13th nationally and 7th in the SEC. And then, we got National Signing Day was last week, and it used to, man, I remember that used to be like Christmas morning to us football fans. We had to sit there and watch when the letters came in, whose faxes did they receive, and this, but now it's like it ain't even going. So y'all may have missed this name, but I am fixing to have to bring this up. Did you notice that there is an incoming freshman out of Atlanta, Georgia, by the name of NASCAR McCoy?
Yes.
Man, that guy got to be fast, huh? He better be fast, huh?
He better be fast. If he is fast, he will be.
Yeah, the signing day just went. Because of all this other stuff,
Yeah.
Well, it don't matter no more. I mean, you're not getting much out of it on National Signing Day,
Well, and so many kids are signing in December now, committing in December.
Yeah, the early signing day gets more press than this one. This was the original. But I remember, man, waking up early on National Signing Day, getting my little list together. These are the guys I wanted, and I'd sit there in front of everything until all the reports were in.
Yeah. But
Anyway, though, I think Pete, this wasn't just your normal year of being your first year head coach. Pete had to fight an uphill battle with damn Lane Kiffin the whole way. So I've got to give him at least a B, but I'm thinking A- on this class.
Well, he remained cool, calm, and collective. I'll give him that. He didn't waver. He didn't, like he'd been there forever.
He's been there a while. He's been through part of it.
I'm gonna give him an A, and I'll tell you why. Because I think his best job, he gets an A just for somehow keeping Keywan Lacey. And if you had told me when all this went down, we would only lose 3 players to LSU with that Judas over there, I would have taken that all day long and twice on Sundays.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I think he done a pretty good job keeping everything together. I really hated losing your mommy Ellen.
I hate losing, but
Winnie Watkins, dude, I don't see it. It's sour grapes. Maybe it is. But man, what?
But Winnie wasn't getting playing time here.
I don't see that either.
I mean, what's jumping off the screen for everybody for Winnie Watkins? Yeah,
Winnie wasn't getting playing time at Ole Miss.
Good player, but he didn't do anything to me that I saw that just really separated himself from our other receivers.
We weren't taking Wallace off the field. We weren't taking Caden Lee off the field. We damn sure wasn't bringing Stribling off the field to play Winnie Watkins.
Yeah.
And there was no way we could have played him. I mean, and I say this, man, our wide receiver room is going to be pretty good this year.
Oh, yeah.
It always is, man. It always is. We're spoiled.
I wish
from a wide receiver and quarterback standpoint, we've done pretty well, man, over the last 25 years.
I just wish Stribling had another year of eligibility.
Oh man, me too.
God,
me too. But yeah, Pete gets an A minus. He gets an A minus, but man, it's what a tough league. 22 in the nation gets you 10th in your own conference.
Yep. But you don't, man. We've all look at Indiana, man.
I know.
It comes down to coaching. I mean, and Indiana wins a national championship with a 72nd ranked composite roster.
Yep.
Beats the number 2 composite roster 38-3.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, but honestly, I think we retained enough. So what we added, some people may not be, high on, but I think it's going to mash.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we really couldn't just.
This is where we usually are at Ole Miss recruiting.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. It's hard for us to break into the top 5 of the SEC in recruiting. Really tough.
Keep doing what we've been doing, though it can happen. I believe. Yeah. But all right, guys, moving on. Metal, I know you ain't wanting to hear this, but we might as well knock this son of a bitch out, though. Basketball. 4 straight losses. 4 straight losses, and yesterday's loss 79-68 to Texas. Alabama coming up on Wednesday, Mississippi State next Saturday. Man, that's a dead team walking, man. I don't even see an NIT invite. There's no way right now.
I don't. I'm at a loss for words, man. I'm at a loss for words. Got outscored 14-0 to end the game yesterday. Had the lead. Fought back and took the lead in that ball game, and then got outscored 14-0. The one thing that's just kind of interesting about all that is watching the vultures circle on 247 board.
Well, that the main vulture you texted me about a while ago, that's something I don't know. He blows like the wind, man.
Hey, he ain't the only one, buddy. He's been making the most noise, but there's been several posters that have started the old 20 poster. He's one, but he hates everybody, so I don't even never listen to him. But I'm a little surprised at that. I'm a little surprised that we've got more than a handful of fans that are jumping on.
Too short-sighted.
Yeah,
short-sighted. A year after going to Sweet 16.
The sample size with Chris Beard is man, we've got enough data to know he knows what he's doing. Now, that being said, I do feel like he needs to get a little bit more with it in terms of modern basketball. Man, college basketball has changed within the last 4 or 5 years. And we just don't have a very exciting brand of basketball right now. And I'm not saying you don't need to defend anymore. Of course you got to defend. But you win by putting more points on the board than the other folks. And boy, we have a hard time doing that. Our big dog, Malik Dia, 1 rebound, 0 points yesterday.
Hey, I hadn't figured him out yet. I don't.
0 points for those of you in the back.
Carmerdine,
He's done that all year. We did it last year, son. Till the end of the season, he stepped up.
I hoped he would just really turn it on, because he's got the ability. He's got the physical ability to get it done. But, man, there's something between his ears. It's just the only bright spot in this basketball team is a young freshman, Patton Pinkins. He's played well. He's played consistent, which is very hard to do for a freshman in the SEC. But, dude, other than him and a few moments here and there from A.J. Storr.
That's what I was going to say. Storr's kind of come on pretty good this year.
Yeah.
Or at least he's had moments, you know. Yeah,
he's in the doghouse right now, though. He got 14 minutes yesterday. I get the sense that Chris Beard is so frustrated with this bunch that it's just driving him crazy. It's just absolutely driving him crazy. I mean, I saw a stat yesterday on the boards that our bigs in the first half played a combined 42 minutes. That's all of our front line. 42 minutes, posted 5 points and 4 rebounds. You would almost have to try to be that inept. I feel my blood pressure rising, so
let's go right on down there. Let's get off of that for a minute. Let's go to women's basketball for a minute.
Yeah.
All right, ladies drop a heartbreaker in Tuscaloosa on Thursday.
Man,
but that kind of reiterates your saying there, Metal, about the home court is just a huge advantage in basketball, and it showed up just how truth it was there.
There's no doubt about it. We're better than Alabama. We beat them on a neutral site. We beat them in Oxford, but we just didn't have enough. And it was an atrociously officiated game. But we had our chances to win it, but again, that playing on the road in basketball, college basketball, is just tough sledding.
Yeah. Well, they won't see action again until this coming Thursday against Arkansas, and that game's in Oxford. I'm assuming that game will be able to be played in Oxford, because that's when the 12th is when they're going to open back up the campus, or was that opening up tomorrow? I can't remember.
I thought it was tomorrow that school is back.
I think the school's going to open tomorrow.
Yeah.
So they should be able to play the game in Oxford then.
Yeah.
Well, they're 19-5 overall, 6-3 in the SEC. That puts us still sixth in the conference rankings. 7 games remaining, 4 of which are against nationally ranked teams. 18 Kentucky, 15 Tennessee, 6 LSU, and the 3rd-ranked South Carolina Gamecocks. So I still feel like we're in a good spot. We just got to take care of business with on the ladies' side.
Yeah, we got some tough games coming up. We go to Kentucky, and we got LSU at home. Thank goodness. Those are going to, man. If we could split those two, that would be really big. I really think we'll beat Arkansas.
Hey, Metal,
I think we'll beat.
I've lost your video feed here. I got your vote. There you go. Yeah.
Don't know what happened, but yeah, I was just saying. I think we'll beat Arkansas, but then we go to Kentucky and have LSU at home. We need to beat Arkansas and then split those 2 games, and we'll be right there.
I think they're going to be fine, personally.
Yeah, I do too. This is Coach Joe's best offensive team by far. By far, it's not even close.
Yeah.
That Cody McMahon she's the best female offensive player I've seen at Ole Miss in a long time. So
she'll get them.
Man, it just always helps when you got somebody that can go get a bucket. You know, you got to have that. That's what we don't have with the men's.
Well, it's like you said. Like you said so times here. At the end of the day, basketball comes down to being able to win a game. The ball has to go in the hoop every single time. You got to score points, and if you can't score points, you don't win. Girls are scoring points. They got shooters. If we just don't have any real pure shooters on that men's team. So
no, Travis Perry was. I'm gonna say Travis Perry, other than Dia, is the biggest miss on this team.
Well, I feel like
they honestly play like oil and water, is what I look at it.
Yeah.
I'm not as big a basketball fan as you fellas are, but I'm just saying, what I've seen, it's oil and water. They're not getting together or something.
There's no chemistry. And basketball chemistry is extremely important, and that we have none, 0. But Travis Perry was a bad miss, and you got to put that on Beard. I mean, he misevaluated that kid, and privately, I believe he'd probably tell you, but it is what it is. But this season's lost, boys. It's over for the men's team.
Well, that moves us right on into our next subject. Next week starts is opening weekend of the Ole Miss Rebel baseball campaign.
Let's hear.
So a few notes before we get into the predictions and stuff and Dump's opinions and on this stuff. But Hunter Elliott has been named to the 2026 season Golden Spikes preseason watch list. Both Elliott and Newdermark are named to the National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association preseason All-American list. And both Elliott and Furness are named to the All-SEC preseason list. Dump, this is your favorite sport. I know you follow things closely. And your best guesstimate, how do you see the Ole Miss starting weekend defensive lineup looking? I mean, don't worry about the 1 hole. We pretty much, we'll talk pitching staff later on down the line, but starting at the number 2 hole and work all the way through 9. Who do you think you got in what hole?
Hey, but before Dump gets going on this, I want to just make a comment real quick. I don't know, Dump, are you on 247 message board?
I'm not.
No,
I'm not.
Well, Super Joe just made a Mike Bianco post. I look back at Mike Bianco 26 years. Here's the post. Won a national championship in 2022, hosted a regional in 2025. Plus baseball made over $1 million last 2 years. Hotty toddy.
Well, you know how he's always been on Bianco.
Yeah. That's just funny. That's the post. The first comment said 26 years, and that's the list.
Well,
There's a little more than that. There's a little more than that, obviously. Because I'm a Bianco fan, and Dump's he's going to be pro Bianco in this one as well, pretty much.
well, no, I am, and I always have been. You're going to have those.
We're not.
But
The one thing, real quick, Dump, real quick. Battle, you got to understand that when you go to 247 Sports and look at that, that's not a good cross section of what Ole Miss baseball fans are. It's just not. That's just when I tell you I got to stay off them boards during baseball seasons because they hang on every single pitch, and you can't do that. You can't do that and watch baseball.
Dude,
You got to be able to watch it as a game.
This is from Super Joe.
Oh,
I'm not giving any credence to this post. I just thought you would appreciate it, given the poster and the history and all that. This is a guy, Dump, who is I don't even know how to describe him. Let's just say he's a Bianco supporter in amongst the wolves on that website. So,
yeah.
But he's completely unreasonable. And anyway, I didn't mean to get sidetracked and all that. I know you were getting ready to give the.
Yeah, we could talk about that for hours.
Yeah.
But you were listing the accolades of Furnace and Udemark and Elliott. Don't forget that. Foley got named as a Buster Posey.
I didn't see it listed. Yeah. It must have been just.
Yeah.
But anyway,
and that's one of the top 10 catchers in the nation.
Yep.
So.
Well, your number 2 hole's pretty much going to be Foley, correct? Huh? I mean, wouldn't you think? He's the only catcher we got. I mean, who else is going to play 2 hole?
Oh, no. I see what you're saying. I thought you were getting into the batting order here. Okay.
No. It's a defensive line. 2 through 9.
Now, we're going to, Foley absolutely going to be the catcher. The biggest problem I have is middle infield sometimes. I don't know whether we have to see. I think Randall's going to have a breakout year this year. I've got a good.
You got him where? 6 hole?
Yep. Got him at the double S, and but everybody's high on Pano also. So he said he had a pretty good fall, and he's had a decent spring. But the problem we got is we have the talent. Can we put it to use? So with that, we'll go with Udemark will be at 3rd. Decker, of course, will be at 2nd. I'm assuming he's going to put Federico in center field. And Pacella and Tricetta.
Hang on, just
on the corners there.
Called up, man. You said you got who? Decker in the 4 hole?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
All right, the 3 hole, Furnace.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And,
so we got.
Bacetta in left. I'm writing down your sets here. Bacetta at left. Federico center. Pacella in right. That's pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, now the biggest question mark to me is going to be Randall and Pano. Who's going to be in the 6 hole?
Well, hey man, that's a good thing, man. We got to have somebody that ain't going to commit some errors. I'm getting tired of seeing E6 on the scorecard.
Well, no, and that's been a big problem, and of course, last year, Pano, he started out. Maybe the pressure got to him. He was a true freshman. I think the kid's got ability. Randall is very good. He's coming along. I think his feeling's going to be better. His bat's really picked up, and he's battled a couple of injuries, even his freshman and sophomore year. little nagging injuries, and at the end of the season, his bat's picked up, and I don't know. I think it just, Bianco's going to have to figure that one out, but I don't think it matters. I prefer Randall being there, in my opinion. Just because, there you got it right there. That's pretty much how I'd have it,
Well, that's pretty well close to what I think that's almost identical to what I had on the lineup.
If you look around, everybody's the problem we got. The problem we got is we got a lot of stuff. I think that we got an unfair shake at not being ranked, but the rankings don't mean anything.
Rankings don't mean nothing right now.
No, but I just think that we have a better team than a lot of people are going to know by what I'm looking at. We got some depth, and that means a lot.
That's one thing I wanted to ask you. I asked Speedy this the other day. Based on what you know, based on what you've seen, and I know you follow it heavy, what's your, how good can we be?
Well, can Bianco get it out of him? My biggest wow factor, and I'm going to go out on a limb saying this, is our pitching. I think this might be one of the best pitching staffs we've had. Now, I can't tell you who's going to come up, when, where. There's a lot they're going to have to figure out. But I think, last year, now that Mangram's had one full year into this thing, he's gotten familiar. Bianco's gotten familiar with him. He's letting him handle all that stuff. We've got some depth at pitching.
We got Friday night locked down. Should have.
We got Friday night locked down.
Well, all right. So, all right. I guess that kind of segues us right in. Let's stay on the defensive side of the equation right now. Let's talk about them weekend starters right now. And I'm going to just fill out your diamond. That's all I'm wanting to try to do is fill out your diamond at this moment. Friday night, we're all in agreement. It's Hunter Elliott, right? There ain't a single one of us that don't think it's Hunter Elliott. Okay. What are you thinking on Saturday? Will Libbert or Cade Townsend?
I probably I'd probably go with Townsend. But there's a part of me wants to throw that lefty on Saturdays. He's been throwing really well in the spring, from what I've seen.
According to what kind of lineup? You may want to look at what your lineup is, because you got a lefty going on Friday night.
Well, and that's true. But if he can throw strikes, that's my biggest thing against Elliott, and it's not anything against him. He got himself in a little trouble last year by not being he walked too many batters, in my opinion. He get out of it, but he walked a couple when he shouldn't have. And if that lefty Liebert can throw strikes, because he's throwing mid-90s with a curveball that's breaking 15 inches, a true 12-6 curveball. If you can throw mid-90s with a 12-6 curveball, you're going to get them off bounds.
Especially if you get them off. Especially if you get a good all-speed pitch to set them up that looks a lot like your fastball.
And I think Townsend's going to grow up a little bit. So I really don't think it matters Saturday, Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday, I believe, all right, we can pretty much agree it's going to be either Liebert or Sunday, or Townsend.
Yeah.
But you'd rather go right-hander on Saturday. But again, I believe, because Friday night's going to be a lefty.
Yeah.
And so I feel like they're going to load the batting order up with right-handed batters. Anybody we face on Friday night. So,
absolutely.
So just one more time, I'm going to put that back in here, real quick.
While you're doing that, I got a question about Elliott. You think overall he, I don't want to say regressed last year, but just didn't seem like he had the same pop or something
Well, I
that
think
he-
his control was off a little bit last year. That's what I say. He had he had a 2.94 or something ERA. He struck out 102 batters. But he was getting into the sixth inning at 120 pitches. Because he was not throwing strikes like he should have been throwing strikes.
Yeah. And he was coming back from that
he's
brutal
good
injury
enough to
too,
get
right?
himself out of it. Do what?
Wasn't he coming back from a brutal injury last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, he had
year
Tommy
before
Johns
last.
the year before.
Yeah, year before last. So he had sat out pretty much 2 years.
Yeah.
And but like I say, he would get himself in a bind and can get himself out of it. He's a great pitcher. He's a grinder. He's going to grind it. You don't want to get to where it takes you 12 pitches to get out of a bat. And that's what he got himself into last year. His pitch.
That gets you. It wears on you as the game goes by, but it wears on you also as the year progresses.
Yeah. And that's what happened to us. Some of our middle relief wasn't good enough to finish it. That's what got us in some problems last year. But I think this year we've got enough. I think we've got one of the best pitching staffs we've had in 10 years.
All right. Well, that kind of brings me to my next.
As a whole, depth-wise,
What about midweek guys? I've got right now. You got a couple of right-handers in here: Marco Sapia, Owen Kelly.
Yeah, both of them. Either one can go. Either one can go.
But they're both righties. Both righties. So we really got to find some left-handed midweek guys. I feel. I don't know. I just don't. I ain't seen the rest of the bullpen. I don't know what they're doing. Who are they trying to mold to be starters versus relievers? I don't know. So.
Yeah, I think Owen Kelly, Marco Ciplia, we don't have a lot of left-handed pitchers. We got a ton of right-handed pitchers, which is usually the case, but we've got some depth. I tell you, a guy I'm kind of high on that's been doing good in the spring is J.P. Robertson. He came with Topher Jones from PRC, and he's been throwing well in the spring. He could be a midweek starter. But you got these older guys, like you say, Ciplia and Patrick Callipy that came out of St. Louis. We got options. I'm telling you, this pitching staff is. But you don't know. With pitching, you don't know. Look what happened with. In the 2022 season, when we won the state national championship, people just started stepping up, and now the guy's off totally lost my train of thought with him. I can't even think of his name. What was the guy's name that him and Elliott was 1-2?
Yeah, I
can't even think of his name now.
I can't even either. We only had him at 1 year, but he was good.
Oh yeah, but we've got a lot of pitchers. Walker Hooks, I liked him last year. Good lefty. Callipy, he's the one that came out of Texas A&M Junior College over there. I'm pretty
DeLuca.
Sure came from.
DeLuca. Dylan DeLuca.
Oh, DeLucia, yeah. But Callipy, last year in Temple College, struck out 81. I'm looking at my little sheet here. He struck out 81 in 69 innings. He's a lefty.
Yep.
Got Walker Hooks. We don't have a lot of lefties.
Yep. We're and I feel like we're gonna have to have at least one that we can throw midweek, because those midweek games we've seen it. That's
freshman. I tell you what, you got a freshman out of Hernando, Luke somebody. Hang on, let me look at my cheat sheet. Luke Romine. He may be worth something. I haven't been able to see a lot of these kids, so
Yeah, hey, Metal, have you remember when Rebels 247 got taken over pretty much by the Grove? We was all told just how good Chase was going to be on baseball coverage. Have you seen a lot of? I mean, we've had intra squads going for the last 2 weeks, and I ain't seen a whole lot of coverage out of him on anything. Because I realize Winter Storm Fern kind of threw a kink in a lot of how they done things, man. But
it's hard for a quote novice fan like me to get information on it. So I try to follow a few people on Twitter to see what's going on, but it's going to take 10 games to see what's going on. Now get back to your offense and all that. I'm telling you, fellas, there's no sense that we don't break the home run record we did last year.
Well, that moves me.
There's no sense that we can't do it.
Right. So let's talk offense for a minute. Again, I'm not expecting you to be able to give me a show enough batting order. This is what's going to look like game one. But kind of in my mind, let's just go top, middle, bottom. And I'm thinking right now there's only one person in the top that I think can stay in the top unless somebody else coming up here. But Will Furnace is going to be somewhere around there in that 3-hole batter where he was last year. In the middle, I see Udemark and Randall possibly being there, because Randall was in the bottom part of the lineup last year. If his bat comes on a little bit like we hope it had, it might move up there into the 4, 5, or 6 spot. And then the bottom is definitely Federico and Foley. That's just the way I see it. I'm not real sure. What do you think?
Well, I'm a little off from that just a little bit, and if he does what he did last year, it's going to be hard not to have Dom Decker leading it off, in my opinion. Kid hit 355 last year from Murray State. He was, I would have to say maybe my 2-hole, that's going to be a hard one. Depends on maybe Pasella,
Well, here's the thing about it. With Furnace, if you keep Furnace in the 3-hole, the 2-hole batter's going to see some good pitches.
Well, I think you got to I think you got to put Udemark in the 3-hole so they don't pitch around him as much.
So you want to protect him in the lineup with Will Furnace behind him then, so he sees better pitching.
Or Foley, either one, doesn't matter. Foley could stay down in that. I like Federico, Randall, Foley, kind of at the bottom. Because you got a little power. Randall, I'm telling you, Randall's going to probably do pretty good this year. But Federico has got a good glove. If his bat will get back up into that 280, 305, it's going to be a forced record. He may be leading off. You don't know. I think you got to
protect about Decker.
But let me tell you, here's who I'm excited about. We got a couple of, we got a freshman and a redshirt freshman that are hitting their way into this lineup. One of them's Cannon Golden. He's out of Georgia, out of high school in Georgia, tearing the cover off the ball right now in spring games. Tate Sermons is a redshirt freshman was with us last year, redshirted. He's hitting the ball pretty good. Topher Jones, another transfer from PRC. Down here in South Mississippi, Poplarville.
Yeah.
He's been hitting the ball good, and he's a third baseman / shortstop. So we got this back he's going to have to play with, and it's who he's going to protect, where he's going to do, and I'm thinking at some point Dom Decker's going to be leading this thing off.
Well, and that's what I was going to ask you. What kind of speed's Decker? Because if him being a transfer in, and I only got to see him a little bit there when he was but they whooped us. They whooped us pretty good there.
Yeah,
put us out of the Super
League. He can run. He can run as good as Federico can. He can run.
We get him in the leadoff. If he can get on base and can steal a few bases for us, that's going to be run generation then. So,
yeah. But I still think you got to keep. Dude, I'm telling you, this lineup's loaded. I mean, batting wise. You know.
Then why ain't we ranked?
Huh?
Then why are we not ranked? If we're as loaded as you think, I mean, I'm just kind
I think they're that loaded. I think that if you go back and look at some of them, they say, well, we kind of left Ole Miss out of there, and we don't know why. You know, I think that they didn't rank us maybe because they're iffy about our pitching. But hell, everybody's pitching's iffy. You don't know what you're pitching. You know, you can have the best people. You go out there and throw warm ups and throw your arm out. You know, Nobody knows what's going on. You know, you got to get some games under you. You know,
Ain't there about 15 different baseball polls?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Every publication out there has its own poll.
Yeah.
And we're not ranked in any of them though. So that's the.
I think we're ranked. I think Baseball America or something ranked the 16th or something. You know.
Oh really? I didn't see that.
Yeah.
But all right, my last little question here when it comes to baseball, and I think this one's going to circle back to what Metal was asking you earlier. In summary, what are your expectations for this team? Just straight up, you think we're a host team? Can be a host team?
I think we are. I think we are. I think we're a host team. I think we're.
I don't think we could be a national seed. Not right now. I don't. Make it play our way into.
No, I do think we host. I do think we host. If the pitching just stays mediocre, we'll host like we did last year.
Here's a fun fact for you. If we turn out to be a national seed, the Super Regionals in Oxford the same weekend that big concert involved Hemingway, Post Malone, and Jelly Roll, and whoever else. So that'd be a big weekend up there, wouldn't it? Super Regionals in baseball plus a big stadium concert. Be a lot of attention on Oxford.
Yeah,
it's big of a weekend.
National seed would be great, but since we're not ranked, I think, man, if we can go, 18-13 and host, 18-13 SEC. I think that's a reputable year, because the SEC's loaded again.
Yeah, we're the premier baseball league. That's
but just a little stat I wrote down just so I wouldn't forget it. All of our SEC games, we're playing a preseason top 25 team in every series except the last one versus Alabama.
That's crazy.
We got one of the hardest schedules in the SEC.
Yeah,
that's correct.
It'd be kind of hard to play into a national. It'd be kind of hard to play yourself.
Right.
It'd be kind of hard to play yourself into a national seed with that schedule, though.
Oh yeah. Now this is preseason top 25, but still, every series we have is against the preseason top 25, and I'm not so sure Alabama's not. It's kind of like us and shouldn't probably be right there on the cusp too,
Well, as with last year, we weren't a national seed last year, but we would have hosted the Super Regional if we could have just got past Murray State. But,
what killed us last year?
Because the team we were paired against, remember they lost their regional as well, so we'd have been the host site.
If we'd have had middle relief last year, we'd have been fine.
Bianco made a mistake. You got to win game one. He held Elliott. Again, Bianco made a mistake. He should have pitched out. And I'm not going to be that guy that just jumps on Mike Bianco right off the bat. I seen the baseball logic behind it. He felt like he should be able to beat Murray State without pitching Elliott. And then he's got him for game two. And it's a smooth sailing that way on in. But as it stood, he lost game one, and then we just didn't have any arms come Monday.
We was fighting uphill ever since after we lost game one. Didn't we have to beat them twice in one day or something?
Yeah.
No,
we had to beat them twice. It wasn't the same day. We beat them Sunday and then Monday. but we did beat them the second time we played them.
We beat them Sunday.
And took it to a game 2 on Monday.
Well, in hell, we were right there with them in the last game. You know,
but we lost on Monday, the second game of the championship series.
Here's what I don't understand about baseball. Here's what I don't understand about baseball. I don't understand a lot about baseball. One of the many things I don't understand, how in the holy hell can Murray State have more pitching than Ole Miss Rebels?
They won game 1. They don't have more pitching. They just won game 1 and was able to rest the rest of their staff. Like we had to pitch. We had to play 2 more games than them.
They didn't have more pitching. They had 3 good ones that they threw 1,000,000 innings over that tournament, and them boys just, they just kept going.
And then they went to Omaha. Don't forget now, Metal, that they won the Super Regional and went on to Omaha too. Yeah. This was not a bad they weren't a bad baseball team at all. We should have thrown our ace. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Baseball teams over the country. I mean, a lot. And if you gel and you've got a few players and you playing at the right, you're playing good at the right time. I mean,
I've said this a bunch. I've said this a bunch to Metal, and I think I don't know if I think Dump. I think he'll agree. Baseball is the one sport where the under-talented team can beat the better talented team more times than not, or not more times than not, but more often than say a football team. 90% of the time in a football, the best talented team's going to win the game.
Yeah,
90% of the time. Same way in basketball too. You're best, but in baseball, man, it's just there's so many chess moves of just moving players and stuff around, and it just coaching can. We were just talking lineup a while ago, just where you put somebody in a batting order as to who's batting behind you matters how many good pitches you see.
Oh, absolutely. This is going to be he's going to play with this thing that you can watch the first 10, 12 games of the year. It's going to be like last year. He's going to be flipping people.
Oh yeah.
Not your mark or not your, but he's going shortstop's going to be flipped. Designated hitters especially. If Posada's not hitting in the outfield and Cannon Golden, this freshman I just telling you about, I mean he's tearing the cover off. If he goes into DH and he starts tearing the cover off the ball, well he's an outfielder. We can stick him in right field. Bring somebody in, change your DH. He's going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean it's going to be fun to watch. You just got to stay tuned.
Yep. It ain't going to be fun on the boards. Just be proud that you're not on the Rebels 247 message board because it's fitting to get wild, crazy, and I don't know how I like it. You just got to go and see it.
I may have to let you send me the information and get on there.
Yeah. You'll get into some fights because I get into them pretty regular.
Oh, well, I try to stay out of that stuff,
you can't help it.
I try to stay happy,
Well, I do too.
Stay off the board.
Let's move on to our last little week. Stay off the board. You ain't gonna stay happy there. But anyway, and that kind of moves us right into my next subject. We kind of end this show every time. We kind of try to lighten it up. We talk about something that's crazy. We bring it from the board. It's the segment called From the Boards. And this week, kind of the one that stuck out to me is Metal. Did you see where they posted from Gene's page for Dump? For you don't know, Gene's page is the Mississippi State 247 site. Used to be owned by a guy named Gene Swindoll, the chief leg humper. But they posted this thing where Metal, did they ever say who it was? It was a poster. I know you go over there every night. Was it Colonel Kane?
It wasn't Colonel Kane. It was somebody else.
But it said. But basically, he said, "Here's the funny one that I like the most about it. I got to share the damn thing. Let me just share it. Where you can kind of see it.
Well, given the gist of what they were saying.
So he's saying that as long as Trinidad Chambliss is on the Ole Miss starting team, that they should just stand on the sidelines, not take the field. Refuse to take the field. And my favorite line in the whole thing is that college football will not be corrected until good people stand up for what's right. But my other favorite saying here is, how many times have you ever seen delay a game be a 15-yard penalty? We should just take the 15-yard penalty for delay a game.
15-yard delay of game penalty.
Lord.
Yeah, but good men standing up. If you, I text Speedy the other day when this come out. I said, they're taking a stand. You have to respect them for that, because if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And this is where they take their stand.
Yep.
Just stand on the sideline.
That's man. You can't beat. Hey, man, look, you just can't make it up. If you've never been on Gene's page, sometimes it is. Yeah. Gene's page and another one. What was the other site they have? That's
Elite Dogs.
not Six Pack, but the Elite Dogs. Man, that is some of the craziest crap.
I mean, I see it get y'all riled up a little bit. I might as well just stay to my own self and just bring my own opinions to myself. You know what I'm saying?
To be fair, that Elite Dogs, those creeps over there, they were the ones that was even too much for Gene's page. Think about that. They were even over the top.
They're so far out there.
Yeah, they're so far out there. Even the Gene's page posters didn't want them around. I said Coach 34 and all that.
I try to listen to positive stuff. I listen to the, Mississippi Sports Network. Hey Dad and Borky and Richard Cross and that bunch. And just it's all happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Hey Dad's a freaking mutt. Now, you know that, right? He's a pure-fledged mutt. And Borky's about his...
Hey Dad is the only Mississippi State guy that I can tolerate. I like him. He's funny.
We all got friends with him. We got to go to church with him.
Yeah. But, Hey Dad don't bother me either.
I listen to Borky.
I cannot stand Bo Bounds.
No, I can't either. But I thought you listened to Out of Bounds all the time.
I used to hate listening to it.
Or is that just a know your enemy type thing?
Yeah. I don't listen to him anymore. But Hey Dad, I'm like you, Dump. Hey Dad don't really bother me. He is kind of funny. He's had some funny things to say over the last couple of years about the demise of their football program.
Oh yeah, yep. But he's all on board this year.
Oh, this is a year.
1,000% on board that Mississippi State will be in Omaha this year in baseball. So
yeah.
Well, and that's always, they're always good at baseball, man. You're gonna have to go out there and beat them. So
they've beat the hell out of us the last 10 years, but they've been on the downfall. As far as expectations from Mississippi State fans, they haven't been great,
Yeah. They're not happy with the coach over there.
National championship the year before us, in 21.
Yeah.
But to me, that national championship's got an asterisk by it because NC State was the best team and they benched half of them for COVID. I don't know if y'all remember that.
21?
No. Yeah, in 21.
I do remember that.
Half the team tested positive. They still almost beat Vanderbilt with 14 players. I
vaguely remember that. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, one last deal I didn't send out to y'all before we sign off here, but I didn't send it out in the end of the programming note. But thought I'd add this in here because they're just I've heard through the grapevine that there's some little sporting event happening this afternoon, this evening. Who y'all got? Seahawks or the Patriots? Who y'all picking?
I'm gonna pick the Patriots.
The Patriots, I guess.
Kid, I forgot his name. I think his last name's Brown that I read. He's from Vicksburg, Mississippi. So I'm going
Ben Brown.
Ben Brown, yeah.
I've been so out of it.
You know how much I follow it, Metal.
Yeah, well, me too this year. I have not followed NFL at all this year. And I'll tell you how out of it
I haven't either.
I was. I didn't even know until today that it was the Seahawks playing the Patriots. I thought all week it was the Rams. I thought they beat the Seahawks.
No.
Well,
I'll tell you my story. I was listening to McCready and Siskey, and I was driving from my camp to one of the rigs that I watch over, and I was, you know how I just got, I get tired of radio, constant radio. It's the same songs over and over again in rotations. So I just clicked on one of them McCready and Siskey's, and they were talking about the Denver Patriots game. And they kind of went on that Denver lost Bo Nix like on the last play, so they're going to have to play Jarrett Stidham. So I didn't watch no NFL. I went straight to the rig, and I was talking to one of the boys there. I said I'm pretty much sure the Patriots are going to win that game, even though it's in Denver, and because they got to sit. Bo Nix can't play. They've lost their quarterback, and the Patriots are going to be able to win that game. And he goes, that game played yesterday. And the Patriots did win it. I was listening to one of their podcasts from the week before. So that tells you how much I follow it. But
I got you. I was going to say what I took from that is you didn't even know what day it was. But yeah, I hear you now.
No, I know what it was, but I just chose the wrong podcast. I thought I was listening to the latest one, but it was from the week before.
That's funny. So the game was over, and you had no idea who even won.
I had no, because I didn't watch shit. I was snowed in. I sat around and kind of worked on some of my relief notes and stuff, but just so I would have a dog in the hunt, I went ahead and went on my little betting site there, and I went ahead and put a two bet parlay in on it. I took the Patriots and the points because they're a 5-point dog. I took Patriots plus 5, but I parlayed it with the under on the game because I honestly think it might be from what I've read a little bit, I kind of did a little research this morning. I feel like it's going to be, both teams are defensive teams, so I feel like it's going to be a low scoring game. So I took the under, and the under was 45.5. So I parlayed it with that because I could bet a small amount and win a nice chunk. But anyway, that's all I had for this week. Metal, Dump, y'all got anything y'all want to add in this?
It's been good having Dump. Sure have enjoyed it.
Looking forward to the season. Yeah. That was very nice meeting you, and I'm stoked, man. I'm gonna tell you, I'm stoked, and
well, maybe throughout the season,
stuff, y'all holler at me, and I'll come tell you how stoked I am, or either unstoked.
There you go. That's what I was gonna say.
Well, we
need to get you on again.
Yeah, because I really want to get to feel what's going on. I don't miss a game. So I mean, if we play 50 games, we play 48 games. I'm either listening to it or watching it. If I'm at work, I got it on my phone. I'm watching the ball game. I don't miss a game all year. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays. Well,
we'll definitely get you back in here. I'm going to also do, because baseball is kind of weird how we play. We don't just play one game a week like we did in football,
no.
There going to come times when I may, like before, on like a Thursday afternoon, me and you may jump on here and just do a little, a live talk about the weekend series, bring it up, and then Sunday you might could join us again and into this podcast. So we'll get you back on.
I had a blast, man. I like this kind of stuff. So.
All right. Well, again, that pretty much is all we have for episode 18. I like Metal. I would like to thank Dump for coming on, guest hosting this week. It's been a pleasure, sir. And if you like what we're putting out there, please subscribe, like, and share. And as always, comment. Let us know what you think we can do better. And again, let's keep our friends in Oxford and the surrounding areas up in North Mississippi, as Metal brought up earlier. It is warmer weather coming in right now, man, but there's still a long road to recovery up there with all the devastation that winter storm Firm caused. So
Yeah,
for the Metal Reb, for the Metal Reb and myself and this week Dump, until next time, hotty or toddy, Rebel fans. Go ahead,
Go to hell, LSU.
There you go.
And if there's a worse place, please go there. Metal Reb, over and out.